Influence crew assignments. Prologue, Earth and the Void. Read by the writer. 150 years ago, during the desperate 23rd century, humanity began fleeing a dying Earth, an already overcrowded Mars, and a series of tiny, tenuous colonies scattered across the solar system. We needed a new Earth because we had taken so many little bits of our first one over so many centuries that we had nibbled it down to nothing. A fleet of enormous generational ships were built because they were our only way of safely crossing the interstellar void. Built with all our hard-won knowledge about sustainability, knowledge acquired too late to save Earth, they would deliver a tiny fraction of humanity to their new home, a promising exoplanet orbiting a nearby star. Your ancestors were fortunate enough to earn a place on one of those ships. How did they secure that spot? Labor. They helped build the fleet and earned a place for one of their children to fly away to survival. Merit. The mission required exceptional minds who earned a spot in exchange for teaching the first generation born aboard the skills that would be needed for survival. Wealth. Even at the end of all things, money and power has value. It isn't glamorous, but it is what it is. They simply bought their ticket. Luck. Hope is a powerful force, and people will bet everything on long shots if there's nothing else. But it worked out for them, and they won a single place aboard in the birth lotteries. But despite their luck, they had the dubious blessing of earning a spot aboard the Arvad, the unluckiest of the great generational ships. She alone of all of them did not reach the planned destination, a habitable exoplanet 14 light years away. On her way out of the solar system, she flew past a previously unknown Oort cloud object at close enough range to cause an unintentional gravity slingshot, knocking her onto a new, unplanned trajectory. The intended destination could no longer be reached. Cold, mathematical truth made it an impossibility. Their best hope for survival was an unexplored system 15 light years away from Sol that was known to have at least 3 exoplanets and the possibility of more. It was a gamble, but better than the certainty of drifting in the interstellar void until the ship's fusion reactor ran cold and the life support failed. That unexplored system was renamed to Adalia. Time passed, and all of the original pioneers on this voyage died. But they died old and comfortable on the Arvad, with the knowledge that their descendants would have a future. Far better than the fate of all those left behind on Earth, or on the barren and crowded surface of Mars, or on the other tiny footholds of the solar system. In time, the first generation born aboard the Arvad also all passed away, having lived their whole lives inside the ship during the long voyage. And then, finally, you were born. A member of one of the later generations, you could expect to see the journey through to its end. Because Adalia was getting closer now, as the Arvad slowly completed the breaking burn started 6.5 decades ago. The voyage and the generations spent aboard has affected the families and individuals on it in different ways, and the imminent end of that voyage has awakened different feelings throughout the ship. What drives you? Survival. The fate of everyone you know, and the fate of generations yet to come, depends on the success of this last stage of the voyage and the colony that you will all start after arrival. Nothing could be more important than that. Service. You have a job to do, one that you were literally born for, and the culmination of the work of the combined efforts of everyone that lived and died on the ship since she left Earth in the first place. The course change and the new destination don't change that. Glory. Lifetime spent in the safety and comfort of the Arvad, just endlessly following the plan, have dulled the pioneering spirit shown by long-gone ancestors. Now, finally, there is a chance to show that spirit again. You will show everyone what humans can and must do. Command: staying alive, doing what you were trained for, and overcoming every challenge. All of those things are important, essential, really. But those are small picture concerns. You want to control your own fate, and maybe the fates of a few others as well. Keep them safe, direct their combined efforts, and all succeed together, with you at the helm. Of course, not everyone shares your belief in the importance of working together. In fact, as the Adalia system draws closer, it seems that there is more disagreement on a whole range of topics. The tight community on board the Arvad increasingly feels almost claustrophobic as anticipation of the end of the long voyage looms. You start to wonder what is going to happen next, a feeling that static, unchanging ship life has not prepared you for.